Hey, what up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yes, indeed. I'm back once again. And this particular live stream, not sure how it's going to go, but but we're going to go with it. Make sure that you got your popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, and soda. I think this could be a doozy. So, yeah, hope y'all enjoy. I had to reschedule a few days this particular live stream just because I had a lot of things I had to deal with personally, like a lot of business things. But you know, we're here now though, so that's all that matters. I guess there was one time I wasn't feeling well, but I didn't have a cold or nothing. But nevertheless, we gonna treat this one like Michael Jordan's basketball game that he did when he had the flu. So we gonna call this the flu shot. You know what I'm saying? Gonna really go with this one pretty well. But hope everybody doing well out there. Just trying to stay warm given the time of the year that it is. You gotta have your soups and ciders on deck and maybe a few ginger ales. But here we are. I wanted to kind of talk about quite a few things in regards to this subject matter. Now, given the time that I'm going live, it is a little later than I normally go live, so some people will be around, some people won't be around, but that's okay because there's always the replay. And I'll try not to be long on this one. I'll try not to be too long winded, especially if other people are in attendance because I actually pay attention to every comment and I like people's input and feedback for sure. But as y'all see on the screen for tonight, the Renaissance, literally like the Renaissance, but the Renaissance. Welcome to the Renaissance, if you will. I believe that's what you're seeing here with my type of content and the way that I'm going to be doing things going forward. So stick around for those who have been supporting for sure. And much love to those that have been supporting yours truly. Now, this thing about, man, just a lot of stuff been taking place in Memphis lately. So, first and foremost, my condolences to young Dolph and all those in associate with him, and even those that are in opposition of him. I say that because people just don't know what they're doing, meaning that you don't know who's really in the wrong if it's young Dolph or is the people who are in opposition of him in the wrong. I don't know, but my heart, my um, my condolences. Nevertheless, it just goes out to everybody because everybody losing something in that situation, no matter what. And I hope there's a time in the future where we can not have to fight for anything, not have to kill for anything, not have to steal for anything. So, but yeah, I'm gonna kind of go into the peripherals until some people get in the building. Otherwise, I'll just continue to kind of put out there some of my thoughts and just kind of see how long I'm gonna go about with this because I think because ever since everything took place, especially with young Dolphin, I think the man there was all kind of stuff going on up in Wisconsin too. Some people got ran over in the parade up there in I forget which city in Wisconsin, but man, I was like, wowzer, just a lot going on. People paying more attention to that right now out here, and I get it, So For those who take out the time to check out this live stream, especially on the replay, much blessings to y'all, and I appreciate y'all even taking the time out to check out this live stream. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get going with what I need to talk about. This is the most narcissistic time to be alive in these modern times, I believe. I mean, we just see a lot of these behaviors going on out here, and just a lot of people wanting to get back at people, to clap back, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, fight fire with fire. You see a lot of that going on out here right now in this world, and it's crazy, but that's just how it is right now, unfortunately. But yeah, I wasn't even going to go live tonight. I wasn't. But here we go. You got to strike while the iron's hot. So even in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, I decided to drop my perspective so that people can, I guess, see my live stream as, you know, light at the end of the tunnel in regards to the information that's being put out here, based on the times that we're living in. As a disclaimer, this live stream in particular, the purpose of this live stream is just really kind of pointing out what I think is really going on in society. This is not to sneak this. I'm not trying to sneak this or talk about anybody on this live stream. I've always been direct. I don't need to say anything behind anybody's back at all. And I don't need to respond to anyone that has been talking behind my back, because they basically showed their hand already. Now, for those checking this out on the replay, I may repeat this once again once I get more people in the building, if I do get some people that show up. Otherwise, I've said what I needed to say. But yeah, overall, I'd rather fall back. When someone has showed their hand, I'd rather fall back, because I'm not about games. I don't need to keep cards or keep count. I just peep game. I peep the game, and I peep their game. Now, people say peep game, but the actual grammatical way of saying it is just to say peep the game. Just a little FYI. You got a lot of hotheads out here who talk, but they don't even know what they be saying when they be talking. But see, my thing is, like, I've already addressed someone in particular before at this channel, and that person has already proven how much they're underneath me to this day. So it's like I don't need to really say anything else. I've said what I needed to say, and I wasn't going to speak on it anymore after that. I just let everything else speak for itself, especially their actions, because one may know that, who knows, ever since I've said what I need to say, their actions still show that, they don't know how to let bygones be bygones. As men, we don't like to dwell on things and keep bringing things up. We got to move forward. That's what men do. But you got a lot of guys out here who they don't behave like real men. They don't. But I do. And that's why, I move how I move. But yeah, I move how I move. Just like that. Yeah. Now, tonight I'm just spitting facts though. I speak the truth for what I see and foresee. So I call it like I see it. The reality, as we call it, basically. Yeah, the reality. Maybe the reality in some ways, because I believe my reality is very sharp as to how I view reality. But yeah, nevertheless, the reality as we call it. Just spitting facts. I'm gonna be as unbiased as possible tonight. Nothing more, nothing less. I've told someone before, like, I believe this live stream is going to send shock waves out here. One will know what's going on moving forward. You'll know who to take seriously and who not to take seriously after this live stream. As a result, a lot of people have had great anticipation for this live stream beforehand. Like I said earlier, it's Michael Jordan flu time. So I wanna change the avatar for y'all a little bit. I wanna change the avatar now that we're starting to get more into what I want to talk about. So let's go. Let's do it. Uh let me see this here. Wanna Let me try to do something different for y'all right quick. So give me a second, bear with me here. And I'm just trying to, how do we do this here? Uh no, come on. Well, there was something I was trying to do for y'all that kind of would maybe this is the old settings. Maybe not. Let me see this here. I'm trying to do something about my avatar because I'm kind of trying to paint y'all a little story here to the best of my ability, given these devices. But hey, oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let me see. Edit audio avatar. Okay, here we go, y'all. This is what I wanted to do. Boom. Let's get started. Now, you see on the screen before you. You see on the screen before you, Killmonger. This enters this whole idea of what I talked about that you see for the title of this live stream, Hyenaism. So I know what it's 12 minutes in. I'll have to probably put in the comment section, pin the comment section, just let people know, hey, if you don't want to hear me ramble on for the past 12 minutes, fast forward and you'll get to see me get right to the point. But I'm just trying to let y'all in on the introduction of what I want to talk about. But yeah, Killmonger. He represents to me the poster child of Hyenaism. And we're going to bring up more of this because I believe really he had a savage life. Unfortunately, things happen based on him, I guess, experiencing he experienced T'Challa, aka Black Panther's father, kill his father. I believe if that's right, but that never he never let that go. He never was able to deal with that. He felt like people had to be dealt with, and that was like part of his energy. And the way you see him in this particular caption, the way he's pointing at himself, this is when he was saying, like, we got to be dirty just like they're dirty. But that's when T'Challa said to him, no, you're becoming just like them. That's the problem. You're going to end up just like them. So it's like this savage life based on the savage life of the oppressors. The oppressed end up just like the oppressors, if you will. That's kind of what I get out of a lot of this, just giving y'all an idea of my perspective on hyenaism. But I believe in shifting the masculine paradigm, not the shifting of the masculine paradigm. I believe this involves um, turning a lot of things around. You know, we live in a world now where everything's upside down. Good is bad and bad is good. That's what we see. So even someone like a Killmonger, we see the villain as the real hero. Actually, we don't say the word hero no more. People see it as let's be the villain. So it ties right in more with this perspective of what hyenaism is, which I will define for y'all, this whole idea of hyenaism. Now, with that said, you see you saw in the thumbnail, you saw the hyenas going after the lion. Keep that in mind. I want y'all to keep that in mind about the hyenas going after the lion. You know, people talk about this shifting of the masculine paradigm in their own words. I've had some people copycat what I just stated, though. You know, people have copycatted me, but I'm here to set the record straight. It's not about the shifting of the masculine paradigm, it's about shifting it, because I don't believe it's ever really been shifted. It's been twisted. That's what's been going on. Things have been twisted. Remember, things have been what? Put upside down. So we need to make things right. That's what we need to do. We need to make things upright. So with that said, I mean, we're going to continue to see from the lens of Killmonger this idea of Hyenaism. Let's go further. Now, as I said earlier, I'm a direct person. I don't need to do subliminals. I don't need to talk behind people's back. I don't need to make diss records, if you will. I don't need to do that. Ray calls. You know, I'm going to go directly at a person. I don't believe in speaking under my tongue and talking about somebody. Anything I say now is based on something I've already done about an individual. And even more so, what I held back from doing. I only did what I needed to do because that's all I needed to do. Even though things I could have done more in regards to addressing people and being more direct, but some things just ain't worth the energy, the effort, or the time. You just do what you need to do for that particular moment and you keep it moving after that. But yeah, speaking of being direct, as I mentioned about myself, a male hyena in the wild is not direct. Once again, a male hyena in the wild is not direct. Also, keep that in mind. I'll talk about that later. All right, so defining hyenaism. When you define it, well, at least based on what I looked up, I saw a Reddit post. And before I get to that Reddit post, I'm going to say that there really isn't a definition for hyenaism. There isn't. There isn't a definition out there for it. It's not a real word, but it is a word that's relative, that if you were to think of such a word, well, it makes sense. Okay. It makes sense. But yeah, based on a Reddit post that I found, it says hyenaism is like a personality, and it is the daughter of primalism. So, for example, you could say she likes society to be structured into a strict matriarchy. That's it, just like a hyena. So that's basically what an individual made mention of in regards to what they believe the definition of hyenaism is. But that's just one's opinion. This is when I knew I was onto something. And just think, I was able to find things out in a very short period of time in regards to this terminology of hyenaism. From what I've gathered, though, hyenaism, as I said earlier, isn't a real word, yet a relatable one. If one looks more into the matter like I did, you'll see that it brings on a lot of dark and sinister undertones in regards to human nature, more so subhuman nature and nurture. And it makes sense because the life of the hyena is a savage one. And do we not see a lot of savagery going on out here in these spaces, whether online or offline? Not to digress, but even the way hyenas are born is savage. I mean, because they are born through the false penis of the female hyena. They're not even born through the vagina of a female hyena. They're born strictly through the false penis of a female hyena, and that has to be painful because that's basically like a child being born out of a man's penis. That has to be very painful for a female hyena. So, with that said, um, basically, this is truly how you're born savage, but not born a savage because you were born savagely. Just seeing how that is in regards to the female hyena and the way hyena cubs are actually born. I don't even know if they're actually called hyena cubs or hyena pups. More so hyena cubs because hyenas are more related to felines than canines. But but you can say that a lot of people out here with these narcissistic tendencies, a lot of them probably were born savagely too, but they're not necessarily savages. They had chances to turn their lives around. They had a chance to turn their life around and to do things different and better. But what you get is a lot of folk who don't evolve or look at the situation and be like, yo, I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not going to let none of that define me. Instead of salvaging their life, they become more savage based on the life that they had. That's what we see. Too much salvage. Too much savage people and not enough people salvaging. You know, more people need salvation, but we don't see that. We just see more savagery. And I think more so when you look at the way most people walk around with these traumatized lifestyles and traumatized mindsets, if you will, and perspectives, to me, these just become excuses after so long if you continue to try to put out your pain on other people. So, little by little, I believe there will be more people showing up here as they see me live. I don't know why my notifications go out late, but for those who haven't yet, make sure that you hit that notification bell. But I know even when you do that, there could be a slight delay, but hey, it's all good. Let's keep going though. Um, I can admittedly say that hyenaism isn't a terminology coined by me. Just because it's been a word that's put out there on the internet, I'm not the first one to say the word, but I am the first one that can be credited with distributing this word more out here in these spaces. And I'm not part of any particular space. So I'm not part of the manosphere. I'm not part of the black sector of YouTube or any other sector like MGTOW, SYSBM, Red Pill, you name it. I'm not none of those things. Now, I have said that I more so represent white pill, but I'm not really part of the white pill sector either. I just kind of do my own thing. I move with my mojo, right? But just out in these internet spaces, like from this channel, you can trace back Hyenaism to me and link it back to me. No different than how the word slime is linked back to Young Thug, but it was Noriega who coined the term slime. And I guess with that said, from what I've gathered as well, shout out to Angry Man because from what I've been told, he was the first person I guess they recall mentioning how people how he was relating people to hyenas. So I guess some people see him as the pioneer of that, whereas me, I'm just more over the innovator of bringing forth an actual terminology of this human hyena thing, and that's via hyenaism, brought forth by yours truly, from yours truly, Rayology, XM, the cosmic branch of knowledge from Ray, via rays. So there you go. I just also gave y'all the definition of Rayology XM. But I want to read y'all an article that kind of gets further into this idea of hyenaism. So I want to talk more about it. Let's try to get more into it here. If I can actually click on this link, uh, and I'll put the link. Let me see if I'm able to. I'll also have the link for this in the description section. Actually, yeah, I'll have the link for this in the description section of this live stream for those listening to this on the replay, just so you can see that you know I saw the source of where one used the term hyenaism. Like I said, I want people to look things up. I don't want y'all to just necessarily take my word for it, albeit. one can see me as a philosopher, and then one will have to look up my words. That'd be dope, right? I be a philosopher. But I'm trying to get to like where the word hyenaism was used in this article. Basically, it's an article about what was it about? About some militaries in Kenya and Tanzania. And, over there, they have a lot of hyenas. It's Africa. They got nothing but hyenas. Three different species of hyenas. You have the brown hyena, you have the striped hyena, and then last but not least, you have the spotted hyena, which is the largest one. So, um, let me see something. I'm trying to get to where they actually use the term hyenaism because they did talk about hyena a lot in this article, but I want to get to the actual part of the sentence when they use the word hyenaism. Kind of like when you look up a word and um, you have to um, see an example of it in a sentence. Okay, I kind of found something here. It said, but the worst of our hyenaism expresses itself in nervous white collar itchy fingers. Interesting, right? So I guess with that said, prior to that, it said some take home close to 2 million shillings a month, which is, I guess, the currency over there in those parts, uh, generated from the contributions of poor factory hands and farm laborers. But the worst part of our hyenaism expresses itself in nervous, white, itchy, white collar fingers. A study conducted by the Anti Corruption Commission in 2003 indicated that 65% of this workforce arrives at work with the express intention of stealing. Hmm, interesting. So, um, another 15% do not intend to steal, but if they get the chance, they will steal. This means that in every 10 people, only two will not steal from their employers. Well, it's kind of funny because still, that is one of the attributes of a hyena. It steals food from others who have hunted the food. But see, the employees are only doing what the employers have been doing. It's a reflection. The employers probably were descendants of colonists that came to those lands, raped the land of all its resources, but as a result, you have a poor population now working for you. So at any given chance, if they can steal something from you to kind of feel like they're taking back what was stolen from them, guess what? They're going to do that. So it's kind of a karma in regards to hyenaism. You can't get mad for hyenas that you made. You were the hyena that gave birth to those hyenas or their hyenaistic ways. So there you go. Another word from yours truly. Not just hyenaism, but hyenaistic. Now that word, I haven't looked it up, but I believe I'm the first person to speak on that hyenaistic. But that's just basically saying you act just like a hyena. But yeah, just wanted to quickly read that article to give y'all an idea that yeah, the word hyenaism is very much at home in Africa because people studied the ways of that creature in that part of the world. Because oh yeah, here we go. Another word, another part of the article where it uses the term hyenaism. Uh, Nationalists of yesteryear were steadily betraying the expectations of their people. They were descending into unchecked primitive accumulation of personal wealth in the name of capitalism. But this was not capitalism, it was hyenaism. So there you go. Uh, Once again, people just taking things from people like the way people got rich. Like you think about the generations of people, like even you can speak from the terminology of colonizers. They talk about generational wealth, right? But what if that wealth wasn't really wealth. It was things you stole, stolen items. Forget generational wealth. It was a generation of stolen items. Okay. So going back to Killmonger, yeah, he had a lot of energy because of things he felt was stolen from him. However, even T'Challa knew, no, you don't go about trying to be a hyena to the hyenas. You just become another hyena. You have to be greater than that. You have to not think that way. Because here's the thing about the nature of a hyena. What? It's a scavenger. It hunts sometimes, but it's more so opportunistic. And then you think about the Avenger aspect. Um, but really it just means revenge. It means just going after what it believes it's theirs, no matter what it takes, by any means necessary, but no rules, no code of conduct. You get that even from just studying the behavior of a hyena. It has no mercy. Its karma comes from the fact that it usually gets dealt with by greater predators. But at times it can be opportunistic if it has an opportunity. So even when they go up against lions, sometimes it's a younger lion, sometimes it's a lioness, sometimes it's a full grown male lion that's been injured. Opportunities, right? That type of thing. A full grown male lion, they don't stand a chance against, especially if it's two of them. Okay. So another predator that is greater than hyenas in Africa are African wild dogs, which pound for pound are the most successful predators in Africa. They have pretty much uh, an 8 to 10 kill ratio. The African wild dog does. Okay. So hyenas, if they can, they'll stay away from the wild dogs. They'll stay away from the wild dogs. But yeah, the thing about the hyena, it steals food. They don't care about how hard that predator, the hyenas being scavengers more so, they don't care about the predator working hard to catch the food, especially if it's an opportunistic situation, like it goes after what they would consider a weaker predator, like a cheetah. Okay. So that type of thing. So hyenas look for weaker animals or animals that are injured or animals that are still growing as their opportunity to steal. Keep that in mind. And so that is very much the same way that a lot of humans act when they're more so subhuman. They want to go after people that are hurt, they want to go after people that are weak, and they want to go after people that are still growing. Okay. A lot of jealousy, especially with those that are still growing. Keep that in mind. And so, even that's true out here on YouTube. People are growing, and you got someone that's jealous of your growth. Maybe they didn't grow that way. Maybe they can't grow no more. Maybe they don't like that your growth is exponential. Hey, what's good, cool gent? Glad you in the building, fam. Man, I'm just really laying down, man, these principles, man. It's smooth. This is smooth live stream, man. I'm glad you stopped by, fam. Just introducing to the world Hyenaism on YouTube. Yeah, hope you've been doing well, fam. Much blessings to you. Um, oh yeah, can't wait till you I know you got an upcoming live stream talking about someone's testimony, man. That's gonna be dope. Um, but yeah, I believe escapism is part of the catalyst of the hyena-like behavior amongst a lot of people. They have to fill voids. They would rather take from those that they didn't earn. That's their way of escape, is to have what? The easy way out. See, escapism. Anything for them to have the easy way out, even if that means taking from one something that they didn't earn. Or in many ways, especially out in these YouTube spaces, how they will imitate. I hate to say the word copy because it's not like even yours truly at this channel has a copyright on my content. Technically, anybody can what copy. You know, they what at their channels be like fair use whenever they want to try to talk down on somebody. So hey, I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna do this because I think I kind of spoke enough from the lens of Killmonger. We see that he has hyenaistic ways, even if this wasn't the way he wanted to be initially. It's the way that he became, and he just didn't better himself. He just decided to not let bygones be bygones, but that only breeds more contempt. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like Killmonger in that regard. You want to rise above that. And that's all T'Challa was trying to tell him. That's all T'Challa was trying to tell him. But Killmonger wasn't having that at the time. But see, he ended up learning the hard way. So we switching over to the real king, Wakanda. Okay? Because this is the answer to the hyenaism. The answer to the hyena is the lion. Okay? The answer to hyenas or lions. Should I say that again? The answer to hyenas or lions, or I guess you can say in some cases, wild dogs. Anything that represents a kingdom. Oh yeah, by the way, because I said like earlier about how like the hyenas, they run more so as a matriarch. Well, and of course, when the male lion shows up to the pride of the female lions, that that immediately becomes a patriarch. And African wild dogs, they run as a patriarch. Yep, that's facts, cool gent. T'Challa was trying to protect his kingdom for sure. That's the main thing. That's what it was all about. Even if that means that he had to be more conservative, it was better that way. You know, he understood where Killmonger was coming from, but he said like there's a way you go about doing things. That's all he was trying to like let Killmonger know. And even now, with these folk being hyenaistic, you can't even tell these people that there's a certain way you go about doing things. They be like, no, there's only you need to go about it the way you think you need to go about it. Exactly. So many was hating on him, cool gent. And even now, because they be like, yo, y'all trying to have this good guy hero image. Well, then what does that say about creation? Are we supposed to be in chaos? Do we not see order around us, even with the way everything in nature is built geometrically? Okay. That was order there. There was no chaos in that. Okay. It's all about getting things in order. Okay. Um, but see, here's the thing. Once again, escapism is like the catalyst, once again, of the hyena like behavior, especially amongst the females. Uh, a lot of females that aren't being women in this world, they have a lot of hyena behavior. They always think about escapism. They like to have what the easy way out. Just if you can, and I'm pretty sure you can look up a more accurate definition of escapism. But if you had to think of anything, just remember from yours truly, escapism can just simply mean always trying to find the easy way out. Okay, but yeah, amongst females we see this, but it's becoming more surprisingly alarming amongst a lot of guys. But that makes sense if they're not real men, they're acting more like males. They hide behind a facade. A lot of these type of guys gossip like females. They never move in silence. They always run their mouth. Okay? They always like to yap. They always like to, it's just so much gossiping. That's it, cool Jen. They don't have the king mindset. They will never understand. They don't even have the true loyal knight mindset, not the white knight mindset. They don't have the black knight mindset as I talk about this channel. I mean, they move more like white knights. They don't move like kings or black knights. Uh these guys just bug me up, man, most of the time out here in these spaces. And it's not just YouTube, you know. But yeah, these guys, they just, all you hear them do is run their mouth and they laugh like hyenas. You hear that? Hear that? I think y'all get the idea. That's how guys be talking out here online. They talk like that hyena that was just laughing like hyenas, chirping like hyenas, running their mouth like hyenas. See, the funny thing is that like the African wild dogs, they don't bark. They do chirp. They have a similar chirp like a hyena. However, they only do that to communicate. And when they're hunting, they're quiet. They don't make no noise. They're quiet. Hyenas, they run their mouth all the time, whether they're hunting or scavenging or not. But yeah, dudes, when they talk out here in these spaces, you see them on joint panels trying to roast a dude or whatever you want to call it, behind the dude's back, by the way. They sound like that hyena you just heard when they talk. Just next time you see them, just replace their avatar. Just look at them all as just like a group of hyenas. These females be out here in these spaces, talk the same way, chirping, yapping at the mouth, just like that hyena. Same way, just like that hyena. Just like that hyena. That's how they be running their mouth. All of them. Everybody doing that. It's so frustrating. They don't really have the communication of, royalty. They don't have that. They don't have they don't have the communication of royalty. They don't have that. Not at all. They don't have that. They sound like these hyenas, but they think they really about something. Now that sound y'all heard was just two male lions giving a roar. It's not really their true roar. Obviously, it's more so like a calling card, like them just trying to, send a message out across vast landscapes. Because they say you can hear a lion's roar, or at least when they make the sound, not the actual roar itself, but like when they're making that calling sound, like you just heard, roar, roar. You can hear that from miles away. But I guess you get enough hyenas, you can hear them from miles away too, but they'll be just making that giggling sound the whole time. Godly. But it takes a bunch of them to make that much noise. And we see that. We see that in these spaces, man. People just talk, run their mouth way too much. It's like, what are y'all doing? Okay. But yeah, don't want to digress too much for y'all. Uh I feel it's like this, y'all. Don't go head to head with these type of people. you will be you'll be stooping down to their level upon doing so. Because see, anybody trying to pull you down was already underneath you. That's why I say a lot of people who've ever talked behind my back and who probably still are, notice I don't, I address people and I leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's based on them already talking behind my back. So I address like, yo, man, I heard you was saying something. You know what I mean? What's up? Right? And so, they be like, nah, man, it wasn't like that. But then of course you move, you try to move forward and then okay, dude still talking behind my back, bro. Really? Know what I'm saying? But see, once you find that out, you see how they continue to break code and stuff. You just move forward. You don't try to go head to head with that person. Because obviously they're trying to stoop you down to their level. They've already showed their hand. they've already have proven to you that they're underneath you. So you just keep moving. Don't go head to head with them. Don't stoop down to their level. You know, uh, especially these dudes. Yeah, these females, of course, bros. Yeah, a lot of you fellas and ladies, y'all know better. You know not to stoop down to the level of someone that is trying to bring you down and take you out of your character. But yeah, especially with a lot of these dudes, because they acting no different than females. See, I thought to myself, 2020 was hot girl summer, but this year, 2021, has been hot boy summer. That hot boy, hot boy. If I could play that without a copyright claim, I'd play that in the background because it's been hot boy summer. 2021. The way these dudes been acting is so effeminate. The way they go around getting in their feelings, want to do live streams about somebody just because they disagree. They don't like the fact that somebody disagree with them or they disagree with the dude. So you want to do a long live stream and then you do back-to-back live streams talking about a dude. It's just very effeminate, man. It's just it's like sus. I can't even say sissy. I'll just say sus. But in many ways, that's the behavior of a male hyena, man. Hey, what's good, Lamont? Good to see you up in the building for the first time, fam. Glad you stopped by for show. I know, right? Yeah, I see your laughing emojis. Right, exactly. These dudes be tripping, man. I'm like, yo, nobody ain't got time for that, man. But a lot of the same energy is also surrounded behind a lot of the violence that's taking place outside of YouTube, man. A lot of and not to say that there's been violence based on YouTube, but hey, if you think about it though, you got rappers that rap about an op and what they did and all of that, especially rappers from Florida. Oh man, phew, them Florida rappers, man, they savage, hyena, savage, man. But yeah, nevertheless, overall, like the same energy we see it in our families. That's why you got families, you got kinfolk you don't even like to talk to. Uh oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, fam. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to keep it. I try to keep it 100 over here, man. I don't try to sound like the rest of the manosphere and not bashing them either, because there are some good guys in the manosphere. But I try to separate myself from all the phonies and all the hyenas. You feel me? Because there's a bunch of them out there, and a bunch of them got these female hyenas rocking it with them. And we gonna talk about that here. We 47 minutes in, and I'm gonna try to just get down to the wire on this, man. But I try to set myself apart from a lot of these channels. I don't bash women. I don't do none of that. But at the same time, we call out the effery, because I try not to cuss too much at this channel. But you know what I'm saying? Like we call out the effery, man. We try to just lay things down, because I believe all the stuff that's been taking place, especially in light of the latest with Young Dolph. Um, we got to move. We got to move different. Like I said, the solution to the hyena is the lion or the African wild dog. But we're gonna just keep it simple for now. We're gonna just say lion. The and that doesn't mean you lie, okay? Yeah, but I'm really big on the etymology, so I can go even further with this, man. So, the lion lies down after working so hard. Why do you think the lion lies down? Because it works hard. That's the only thing lying about a lion, is that it works hard and it lies down after that, right? So, um, but yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Don't like I said, don't go head to head with these people. Don't stoop down to their level, because that's what they want you to do. A lot of these dudes are like these females. They want you to go back and forth with them, argue with them, and all that, man. Uh, a lot of these dudes just act like rebellious females. You just gotta ignore them. Just like you would a female, you ain't trying to go back and forth with her. You just gonna ignore her, man, cut her off and keep it moving. You feel me? You gotta do that with a lot of dudes, man. And he might still be running his mouth, yapping off like the hyena. You know what I'm saying? But let him, okay, hey, the sticks and stones didn't break your bones, and his words ain't gonna hurt you either, right? So you keep it moving, right? So, but yeah, when he tries to be narcissistic, because dudes, even after what you ignored them and they still trying to talk about you, Their next step is to try to troll you, especially out here in these spaces. They'll troll you afterwards. They'll be trying to check up on you covertly, but people have to bring things to your attention though. And this is long after you cut ties with this person, or maybe they cut ties with you, and it's like, okay, if you're not rocking with somebody, why are you constantly like trying to troll somebody? That's very narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of guys out here like that, and like I said, it's very sus. It's very suspect, man. Very sus. You know what I'm saying? I look at dudes like that sideways, man. So, I mean, last time I checked, man, what happened to just being a man? Why dudes just don't even know to be acting sus, and then they like get on you because you point that out, and then like, well, because you said that you're acting sus. Like, oh, like I'm going off your actions. You just tripping off what I said. Hello, but in many ways, they're just doing what jealous people do. Those guys, and I think that's also sus. A dude be jealous of another dude. That's all that. And like I've said before, guys, real men actually don't try to compete with each other. All that competitiveness, that's a female trait. Men, we actually want to be around each other to build. That's what we want to do. That's what we do. That's what we strive to do. Um, Now I can go deeper in that, but I won't. But let's just say, like amongst the hyena versus the hyena not gonna be fair about it. Okay, that's their version of competition. Hyenas are not fair about it. They're not gonna work hard to get something. They're gonna try to take it from under your nose. They going hyenas. That's just how they are, man. But they don't believe in your same rules, your same code. They don't look at life like the lion looks at life. And so you have to see a lot of these guys the same way. They're not going to view your rule, your code of conduct, and the way you view life. They're not going to do that. They're not going to see it that way. They'll constantly try to slander your name because your name is greater than theirs, and you are greater than them, which is why most of the time they'll slander your name indirectly or without your knowledge, given that someone had to bring it to your attention. Also realize that these same type of males that aren't men, a lot of they just like a lot of females, um, a lot of these dudes don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So the next thing to do is for you to call them out for their actions, or just call out people like them, so that people are aware of how these type of people operate. And I think that's the best way to do it. Always talk about all this stuff in a third person perspective, because once again, you haven't been talking about this person. You've moved forward, and this person more than likely is still yapping off at the mouth behind your back more than likely. So just always be third person, because you like, I ain't got time to be dealing with this dude going back and forth like a female. I ain't got time for that. So let's see what else you said, Lamont. True, you have to keep those type of dudes at a distance. And it's funny you even brought up the word dudes, and I've said it, Lamont. Like back in the days, they had this what dude ranch, and that was like in the old Western days. And the only reason for the dude ranch was for the guys to hang out as they were, I guess, working on going westward, or taking a break from being the actual cow handler or cowboy. And let's just say at those dude ranches, they had a lot of Brokeback Mountain sessions going on. Let's just say that. I'm just saying. For those who know about Red Supreme TV, whether you're cool with him or not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to even like try to, I guess, seem like I'm a guy that's taking sides. It's nothing like that. And of course, just with all due respect, respect him if you're not rocking with him. But what I'm trying to say from that perspective is, and by the way, shout out to Red Supreme, but he introduced BFK, which basically means Black Female Karen, because a lot of these chicks are apparently becoming Karens, trying to rat on a lot of guys out here, especially on YouTube, especially if they speak out against certain agendas of the so-called Black female, if you will. Excuse me. So I brought up to Red the idea of a BMK, which is a black male Karen, basically these two, the black female Karen and the black male Karen, or Karen doll, Ken doll, they are one and in the same. These type of guys and these type of gals, they are one and in the same, and they're part of that hyena way of living. Now, y'all gonna see where I get a little deeper in this. We at 55 minutes. I think I'm gonna go a little bit over an hour. I'm gonna try to stretch this out for y'all. I got so much to share with y'all. Who knows? I might have to bring up the rest of this in another form, via live stream down the road. Uh, but there's so much I want to share with y'all with this, right? But just keep in mind, y'all, stay on your square or continue to connect the squares if you are that immaculate, if you will, you know. And I say that because I used to talk about some Mac principles, if you will, but I've kind of shied away from the word Macking because people have overdid the word, man. I'm just kind of trying to, I don't like to be part of no trend or be part of some hashtag or what's popular to say, and people don't even know the definitions. Everybody now a pimp, everybody now a Mac, everybody now a player. You feel me? It's crazy. But I just say keep it immaculate because I know where I come from. I know what I've seen, and I've put out my experiences. But I'm moving past all that. Now I just say just keep it immaculate. You feel me? That's what I say. But you do that by staying on your square or continue to connect the squares. Make your grid, right? You got to make that grid. They hate you because you're making an impact, and they don't have the same kind of impact, or they don't have any impact. You know, if anything, maybe they do have impact, but your impact, yes, maybe they do have impact, but your impact is different. For some reason, they want to get all competitive about it, even though you're not. So this obviously is a sign that they hate that you're better than them, but they won't admit it. But hey, what the heck? Maybe your impact is greater and shall be greater. So that's where a lot of their hate stems from, because they already know you're about to blow. You feel me? You're going to continue to grow. It is what it is. With that said, only no names try to take down a name. Even old names try to do this too. But if you really old name or OG, you know, you respect it when you have shown respect. And so I love respecting a marquee name. I love respecting a brand that's been established and has proven itself, and it has uh wanted to take on those that are like them. I respect that about a marquee name. I respect that about an individual that has a certain brand like that, right? But see, a no name overall that has always been disrespectful eventually gets neglected, because when your name has a reputation of not helping people gain, if you ain't help nobody gain, that's a no name. You might feel like you've had a few people that you've put under your wing, but for the most part, you hate it when you see others fly. You hate it when you see others more fly, if you will. You hate that. That's a no name. That's the one that's no fly, right? See, in the streets they take this seriously. Sometimes sometimes your reputation, a lot of times actually, your reputation is based on your name alone. And we're gonna leave it at that. Out in these YouTube streets, and it seems all over these internet streets, you got to ignore those that make negative videos about you. It's not like they have a question about your talking point, and even if they did, it's too late after the fact, given that they initially been talking about you behind your back. They've been talking behind your back all this time, and then out the blue they want to try to debate you over some of your talking points. A little too late for that. You don't try to come into a situation initially being illogical, and then you expect some logic after that, some logistics after that. No, you were already lost in the sauce. I'm not finna help you try to season this thing, man. You were already salty from the jump. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Just keep it moving, right? But people like that, that want to try to like uh, be that way. You know what I'm saying? They just having an emotional response. That's all they doing. when they act out of context like that, they just acting emotional. When people have to talk behind your back, make negative videos about you and stuff, that's just them having an emotional response. But see, here's this thing too, y'all. Like people get triggered. People get triggered. People like that, they get so triggered, they quickly pull triggers. They're emotional triggers. See? Fellas, y'all see this in, some of the relationships y'all had before many times. You get a chick that quickly wants to pull that emotional trigger because of something that you said or did that triggered her, instead of her taking the high road, not being so quick to act like the hyena. She's supposed to be the lioness to your lion, but she's acting more like the hyena. Now she's trying to be opportunistic about the situation, and now she's looking for an escapism. You see how I said all that? But see, I'm going somewhere with all this because, like I said, all this applies to hyenaism. Thankfully, none of the feminine, and I mean none of the feminine, whether female or woman, has ever labeled me as a dog. And they damn sure have never seen me as a hyena. I've always been a wolf. Always. So never call me a goat either. Don't call me a goat. Mm-mm. Don't call me a goat at all. Besides, the wolf gets hungry for goats sometimes, you dig? But yeah, as I was saying earlier, like a male hyena is not a direct type of a creature. And he's definitely not a threat because he can't really do a lot on his own. Like the female hyenas are actually bigger than the male hyenas. So the male hyena needs more fortitude. Yes, the male hyena needs more fortitude to carry out certain actions. If it tries to show any aggressions, more so passive aggressions, as I've heard people say out here that I hardly say at this channel, but that's what they do. But here's how they do it. Um, they continue to be indirect. Like overall, hyenas, they live in a group called a clan. The lions, they live in a pride, and the hyenas, they live in a clan. Sidebar. Get what I just said? Hyenas live in a clan. KKK, Ku Klux Klan. I'm going somewhere with this. But see, the hyena clan is matriarchal. Okay? Don't let the feminist battle cry about all this patriarchy that's allegedly going on in the United States fool you. So maybe that individual's opinion that I read from Reddit is actually true about hyenaism, how it's based on the matriarch and stuff, and that's the ways of the feminine is to behave that way. But to further unpack, the hyena clan is a matriarchal structure, and then of course the lion pride is a patriarchal structure. So when you're out here and you have this lion way, this king way, this Wakanda way, just know that somebody is trying to tear that down. Just know that somebody doesn't like that. And just think, fellas, whenever she doesn't like you being masculine like that, uh, she's a hyena. To me, hyenas, they don't view masculinity that way. Obviously, they don't. Look at how they treat the male hyenas. Look at how the male hyenas are uh, smaller than them. And do we not see this? We see that a lot of the feminine one guys that are weaker, actually. I don't get where they come from with this Pookie and Ray Ray conversation. He's emotionally weak, okay? About the only thing that stands out about him probably is I guess the Long John or the sausage that she was craving. But that's about it, right? Because that's really all they want anyway. They just want the Long John or the sausage. They don't want the masculinity of that man. If anything, they want to treat that man like a puppet or a remote control car. He has to be a certain way based on how she sets him to be. And that's actually how male hyenas are treated within a hyena clan, a matriarchal hyena clan. I promise y'all, it's the same way. Okay. Uh, But see, sort of what I said earlier about hyenas always go at lions and other oppositions covertly based on opportunity. Get it? Tune, the vibe, based on the way the tune is. They try to throw off your tune. You see how you're tuned in to me, right? So you might have those hyena type of people that don't like the tune. They want to try to cause some disruption. Thankfully, I haven't had no trolls in the building tonight. Maybe some come through in the clouds. Maybe some gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do a live stream about Ray based on what he just said." That's the hyenas for you, y'all. That's the hyenas for you. But I guess guys that act like these hyenas, they do the same thing. You know, they carry out certain actions because there's always a female behind him that supports that. You know, I heard a guy say something the other day, and he said like behind every dog is a bitch that made him that way. That's deep, right? But just think about the male hyenas. Think about these guys that are acting the way they do out here. Chances are there's a chick that's supporting his very behavior. So all these guys I heard that I know a lot of you fellas think are out of pocket. Guess what? There's a chick supporting that, and vice versa. He supports that chick. See all them super chats you see some of these guys do, but the same guys and they'll support you if you out here trying to spread the word, spread the truth. And I'm not necessarily pointing a finger at those type of guys, but I'm just saying like in light of if that chick is kind of like an opposition of real masculinity, then you got to wonder, right? I said real masculinity, like of the lion, not the male hyena type of masculinity, because that's what they want. They want guys to be more masculine like the male hyena, not like the male lion, and definitely not like the male wolf, if you will. Okay? They don't mind a alpha male dog either, because you can control a dog. Sit, good boy, roll over, uh, 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 uh. There you go, big boy. Yes, yes. See, they don't mind training alpha males. Be careful when you use that title, alpha male. I'm just saying. All right. If you're gonna say alpha, you better put lion behind that. Lion don't like to be told what to do, unless she might think of herself as a ringmaster at a circus. Then you remind her that no, we are not in a circus. This is the savannah out here. Okay. You got to let her know what type of time you on from day one. You got to let her know, right? Um, but yeah, a lot of dudes that be that way, the hyena type. A lot of chicks support that. They want simps. These chicks want dudes to be simps. That's what they want, and it ain't just what they label as the nice guy or the educated lane. They want Pookie and Ray Ray to simp. They want all that. You know, I think if you Pookie and Ray Ray, you about as simp as it could get, in my opinion, based on where I'm from. Because real dudes that come from where they from, they think like the late young Dolph. The same chick that say she love you, she'll set you up. Preach. So you stay away from chicks that you can't let her know your ins and outs and whereabouts, especially if your hands dirty. You can't. Okay. Just saying. So even the Pookie and the Ray Ray, he like, nah, man, you ain't finna have this wrong persona of me just because of where I'm from and how I got it out the mud. Maybe I'm trying to change my life. Maybe I don't want someone like you around. Maybe not. If you want to be around me just because you think I'm a drug dealer and I'm all that, I don't think you're the type of chick that needs to be around me. Maybe I don't want a chick around me because I live a certain way because I'm trying to change. So it's like people don't get this, man. But it's that hyena lifestyle. Chicks, hey, there are more chicks being murdered by thugs. I kid you not. More chicks are being murdered by thugs now, right? Because dudes starting to be in on the end. they starting to be in on the end and they want to get out. You feel me? But some dudes they I don't know whatever they mind at. They like the only way out is to take out. So a lot of chicks better be careful when they got this hyena way of living. You're gonna get that hyena. The male hyena gonna snap on you one day, right? He gonna find his opportunity, even if you seem what bigger than him financially. Cause what you make more money than him and you a boss chick. So you think you could be savage and treat him some type of way, and he better still give you uh that ding dong, if you will. And that sausage, he gonna get tired of that. He gonna give you a sausage, all right, but it's gonna be a sawed off sausage. So you might want to be careful with that. I'm just saying, because it's happened. I'm just saying this is all news. This ain't me speculating or putting out no false claims. I'm just saying this stuff has happened. Y'all can look it up. Okay. Um, but it's like this too. It's like a lot of guys, if they don't have a chick that supports him in his foolish behavior, he has the mindset of a female regardless. He doesn't have to have a hyena female supporting him. He could just have the mindset of a hyena female because basically the male hyena is just, he pretty much behaves just like a weaker female amongst the hyena clan. I kid y'all not. This is how it goes down. Uh, but yeah, any guy that speaks out against another guy is hyenaistic. Basically, he's displaying that he's working for the Klan, literally. The Ku Klux Klan in many ways, like the Klan, the hyena Klan, against the black man Klan, if you will. He's showing that, like a brother against another brother like that. Or even just a man against another man if you have another color. I'm just saying. So I speak for all brothers, no matter what color you are. Okay? If another guy speaking out against you, look at him as a hyena. You know what I'm saying? Uh, anyone acting savage is a hyena too. You know, people trying to act like they about that type of time. They on this type of life of where, you know, they all about and I'm not talking about those that in the streets, you know, those living the actual savage life. I'm talking about all these suburban folk, all these folks that ain't in the hood and you doing, you know, you just hear online capping, okay? You trying to behave like a hyena. You ain't even on that type of time, but you trying to talk like you are. So I'd say, fellas, find it unattractive, find it repulsive, find it disgusting, make it taste like vomit when you get around a chick that wants to act like she's on her savage, like she wants to smoke weed all the time, like she just wants to cuss all the time, fuss all the time, and she don't think you tough enough and all that. Like, okay, that's disgusting to me. Okay, we don't need to have a discussion no more. Okay, go get what you want, and I hope you happy with that. Okay, but I'm gone. In the meantime, I'm gone. Adios. But yeah, in regards to Savage, no pun intended against 21 Savage or even Macho Man Randy Savage. For all we know, life for them has been savage from childhood to 21 and past the age of 21. So it could have a different meaning for them than for others who try to live savagely when they don't even have to. But y'all remember when Ron Artest became Meta World Peace? Now his legal name is Meta Sandiford Artest. But yeah, Meta World Peace. Well, I say this to y'all. I've now met a world of no peace because in this new meta world of no peace, a lot of people out here have false personas, or like they used to say back in the day, you know, folks acting like studio gangsters, but now you can also include studio 304s that embrace stock culture. But yeah, meta equals augmented reality for those that didn't know. And ironically, Facebook is using the name Meta because they're trying to interface more of this type of reality. That's what they're trying to do. I got a few more things I'm gonna talk to y'all about, and I'm gonna wrap it up. So, you know, hopefully some of y'all have enjoyed this whole hyenaism, and you could put it down as hopefully a classic for a lot of y'all. But just a few more things I want to bring up. You know, um, my thing once again, you know, like because I've talked about this before, so I'll bring it up again. Like, you know, you got a lot of chicks with wrenches at a lot of these YouTube channels, and I'm not necessarily against it. I see the dynamics. I just don't do that here at my channel because I think more like a king, if you will. So I do things a little different. Okay. So here's my thing. Like, I understand a femininity channel that has a lot of ladies there with wrenches. Why? Because that's ran by a lady herself, and she has her lionesses with her. I get that, right? But they support a male lion when he shows up. But to me, it's different for a guy that has a channel and all you see is a lot of these chicks with wrenches at his channel. He basically has female hyenas running his channel or supporting his channel because he's all about that hyena life too, in his own way. He has a lot of these tendencies, whether he realizes it or not. Whether he realizes it or not. Now, I understand this ain't everybody. I understand. So I don't want to make it seem like this is every guy's channel that has a chick with a wrench. He's acting like a hyena. I'm not speaking about every guy. Just a lot of guys that I know who have chicks at their channels with wrenches, and I see the way they conduct themselves. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a hyena clan right here. And I know a lot of you guys, y'all know, y'all know the difference between the lion prize and the hyena clans and the wolf packs. But you just want to eye it out when you know they acting more like hyenas. You want to stay away from the hyenas, basically, right? Uh, but yeah, the verbal violence out here, man, that's also depictive of the hyenaistic ways, the hyenaism, because those same hyenas that are laughing, they're communicating in a very vulgar and violent way, and y'all see the way the hyenas actually live their lives is very savage. The way they are, um, you know what I'm saying? And we see that like a lot of places, even out here in YouTube, is toxic, man. Like I try to stay away from that stuff. Like that's why I don't attach myself to a lot of these spaces. Like I may know of people, but don't put my name there. Like y'all don't see me actively involved with none of these people. Like all the people that know me here is based on like people who have been part of my little small circle for a little minute since I've been here on YouTube for only a little minute. And so those that come into this circle and you respect that, man, much respect, to all the ladies and gentlemen that end up over here. And yes, likewise for you, Lamont. You said also, most definitely, brother, this is a man space, but we allow some women here as guests. Exactly. That's it. That's it. Bottom line. Flat out. Flat out. Bottom line. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's what we got to do more of. We got to set more of if we don't have more examples, because a lot of these guys are that are sound mind, if you will, are far few in between. If there's not going to be a lot of examples, guess what? The current examples, all we got to do is just apply more pressure. Just continue to apply the pressure, baby. You feel me? Because we trying to make diamonds. We're going to bust the old pipes and we're going to make some nice diamonds over here. If we can't find enough examples, we just going to apply more pressure. That's it. But yeah, we tired of the verbal violence, all this toxicity going on out here. Don't associate me with other black folk or other folk in this manosphere space or MGTOW or whatever. Like, don't associate me with that, especially if those places are toxic. I try not to be. I try my best not to be, even when I have the negativity or the toxicity of certain people try to come my way. People that want to speak bad on me. I just even stay away from that. Okay, you got what you say about me? We're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna keep moving this way though. It's not changing where I move and how I move. Okay. I just move away. I don't have to acknowledge it at all. And I don't. I only acknowledge greatness. I don't acknowledge hatred. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so many people are out here making threats online, yet they not even living that street life or that savage life or that real hyena type of life. And it's so ridiculous. Now, here's one more thing I want to leave y'all with this because I'm like wrapping this up now. But y'all might know of another terminology y'all can use instead of what I've been saying lately, this hyenaism. Now, you've heard this terminology a lot. Now, out here they say folk be on demon time. So that's what I'm trying to say. You can say hyenaism and demon time are one and in the same. Okay. So many traumatized people out here in these spaces though, they act like this. They think they demons. They think they on that type of time until they're humbled and they start praying to the angels. once they encounter a real demon. Hopefully this live made sense to some. Maybe this live did not make sense to others, especially to those who, you know, kind of feel some type of way if they feel like I'm calling them a hyena, even though I haven't been talking about nobody. Okay. But for those this live stream makes a lot of sense to, make sure that you hit that like button, especially those listening to this on the replay. If this is your first time coming to my channel and you like my live streams or my uploads, just know that there's definitely more in store. I'm trying to give y'all that blockbuster quality, especially with these live streams. But yeah, there's definitely more in store. So make sure that you subscribe, share this live, as well as my other content, including my archives. Just check over there, and it consists of a lot of different topics I cover at this channel. I have a very diverse portfolio. I'm going to streamline it more next year, though. So enjoy all this different variety at this channel while you can. But yeah, check all that out. Check out my different playlists. Uh, for those checking this out on a replay, you'll see other platforms that I'm on if you need to reach me. And if you want to tip yours truly, those on the replay, that's also in the description section. But no expectations for that, no obligation, just appreciation. And yeah, that's facts, Cool Jen. I saw your comment from earlier, the peasants, the peasant mindset. Yes, I agree. Those spaces are very toxic. They don't have the nobility, therefore no mobility. None of that. Okay. So let's go there. We already went there. We did that for this whole live stream. Boom. Hyenaism. Okay. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so that y'all get all of my uploads in real time. And no matter what it's been looking like out there, believe it or not, it's been getting better from here. And it's only going to get better from here. And just remember, keep in mind Wakanda. Keep in mind King. Keep in mind that you cannot be like the hyenas. Don't end up like Killmonger. And nothing against him, but he let the oppressors get to his head. You let the hyenas, make you a hyena. Do not let the hyenas make you a hyena like we saw with Killmonger. It's unfortunate because even T'Challa understood where Killmonger was coming from. Like, yo, I know all this took place with you, and I want to help you out with that, but it's not going to do you no good to be like eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, tit for tat. We can work on this together. I'm finding out what's going on too, and I want to help you, but Killmonger wasn't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to get like that. We want to always be on a high road. The king, the male lion, he's always going to be above the male hyena. And that's how you want to think out here as a man with your masculinity. When you see these dudes yapping off like you heard earlier with the male hyenas, just know that you're a king. Just know that you're not on that type of time. You don't even speak the same language. Lions don't talk like that, okay? Yeah. Oh, okay, Lamont. Yeah, for sure, fam. Yeah, check it out, man. I hope you like it. It's a little unique. I'm a little unique, man. So I come off a little different. I don't even like to speak on game at this channel because that's all part of that hyenaism too. A lot of people don't realize that, but nothing against those that still, believe in that philosophy of game, but I just don't do that here because it's like I'm trying to if folk really claim they out the matrix thinking, well, out the game, like you gotta think bigger. Like observe it. Or like I say, you know, I ain't about game, but I peep game. I peep the game. But yeah, man, my content is unique, man. I hope you like it. You know, some people vibe to it, some people don't. So I get subscribers that come and go, man. It's all good. But much love to those who have stuck around at this channel. On the verge of 500 subscribers. I look forward to that day. I never thought I'd make it this far. We're only going to get further. Oh yeah. So much blessings to y'all. And another live stream coming up in a few days. I'm trying to pump out more content before the end of this year, given the date of this live stream, so y'all can have a lot of things to check out. It's funny because what I might consider not a favorite of mine in regards to an upload, I'll have a subscriber say, "Hey, Ray, that was my favorite upload of yours." So for those that are aspiring YouTubers, man, just keep putting out the work, man. People gonna like it. If they like you, they gonna like your work. But much love to y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks a million for stopping by.